Hare Krishna. Om Gyantimidam Rasya Gyananjana Shalakaya. Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale. Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namani. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarani. Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So thank you everyone for joining, and first of all I must admit that the Tirobhava festival which we celebrated this weekend was very special, although small gathering, but it was very intimate, very close, very heart touching, and very nourishing to my devotional life. So very grateful to all devotees. And uh, although all devotees worked very hard and they were tired, still they ordered me to complete this seminar. So I beg blessings of all Vaishnavas to complete this seminar for their pleasure. So we were discussing about the beautiful relationship between spiritual master and disciple. That is the very basis of our devotional life. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is told that bhakti starts with sadhu sangha, bhakti get nourished, bhakti grows in the association of sadhu sangha, and even when bhakti reaches to the lotus feet of Krishna, still sadhu sangha remains the most prominent factor. And therefore, it is told Bhakti Lata. Bhakti Lata means creeper. A creeper always needs support. A plant or a tree grows on its own, but a creeper cannot grow on its own. Creeper always needs a support. And our devotional life is compared to creeper. Bhakti Lata means creeper of devotional life. So we always need support. So this support is provided to the sincere seeker by Krishna himself. And therefore, in the last two sessions, we were discussing how Krishna himself descends in the form of spiritual master. The spiritual master is not God. The spiritual master is devotee of Lord. But because Lord entrusts the spiritual master with the service of delivering the fallen soul, delivering the conditioned soul, the spiritual master is specially empowered by the Lord. Every day we chant this mantra, Namaha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Damine. Namaha. Generally, Vedic mantra starts with Om or Kling or Shrim or different other bijas. But Guru's pranam mantra in our parampara, especially Prabhupada, taught us this special prayer, Namaha Om. Here Om is coming second, Namaha is coming first. Not Om Namaha, Namaha Om. Meaning, first we surrender. First we offer ourselves. Namaha means namaskaram. Nama means to offer oneself. Nama means to surrender, to take shelter. So we first take shelter of spiritual master. We are unqualified, but still we take shelter of spiritual master. And then we pray, Om Vishnu Padaya. Om is invoking auspiciousness, invoking the mercy of the Lord. Namaha Om Vishnu Padaya. Pada means the lotus feet. And Vishnu Padaya means Lord's lotus feet. There's another meaning of Vishnupad. Vishnupad means as good as God. Every day we sing, Kintu Prabhu ya priya eva tasya, sakshat haritvena samasta shastri. Every scripture, every sadhu, every saintly personality, they teach us that how a spiritual master is as good as Krishna. Not because he is God, but because he is dear servant of. So one time Prabhupada was giving an interview to some reporters, And the reporter asked, why you are driving in a very costly car? And Prabhupada said, why not? Being representative of Krishna, this car is very insignificant. A representative of Krishna should be given a golden car. Like suppose the ambassador of United States of America go to some country. The way that ambassador is treated, that means how you're treating the country. In the same way, the way we respect Guru is the way we respect Krishna. So Vishnu Padaya is as good as Vishnu, as good as Krishna. Krishna Preshtaya. Preshta means love, loving person, beloved. Krishna Preshtaya means he is beloved of Krishna. Bhutale. Bhutale means in this world. In spiritual world, everybody is very dear to Krishna. But in material world, yes, we are also dear to Krishna, but we forgot that relationship. But spiritual master is very, very dear to Krishna. And he is personally sent by Krishna to reclaim us. Like I think in Bible it is written that a preacher is a fisherman. Just like a fisherman catches fish, in the same way preacher catches the soul and brings him back to the spiritual reality. So in the same way, we come to this path of Krishna consciousness by the mercy of devotee, and therefore is very dear to Krishna. Whoever preaches Krishna consciousness is very dear to Krishna. Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale. Shri Mate. Shri means beautiful. Shri is also one name of Srimati Radharani. And if we make a beautiful deity of Krishna's magnanimity, Krishna's compassion, Krishna's mercy, Krishna's love, that beautiful deity will be the spiritual master. So in Hindi, we say, or in Sanskrit, we say, Krishna Kripa Shri Murti. Means all the mercy of Krishna, if you combine it together and make a beautiful deity, beautiful Vigraha, that deity will be spiritual master. And therefore we write in front of Prabhupada's name, His Divine Grace. Whose divine grace? Krishna's divine grace. So Krishna's divine Kripa, divine compassion, mercy, love, all combined together in a deity, in a beautiful personality that is spiritual master. Sri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Itinam. We worship spiritual master in that way. So therefore, our process of devotional life is very much around the relationship with our spiritual master. Yesterday, one devotee was asking me in the dining hall that what if some spiritual master is not that advanced? That question was asked. Should we still see him as good as God? Now, there are 2 points related to this question. First is, spiritual master is not alone. When we talk of Guru, we talk of whole Guru Parampara. We talk of all 4 types of Gurus. The Paramatma in the heart, the Lord in the heart is our Guru. The devotees who are guiding us on the path of Krishna consciousness, our Siksha Gurus, they are our Guru. The devotee who gave us initiation in the path of Krishna consciousness is our Guru. And devotees who showed us the path, Varta Pradarshak Guru, they are also our Guru. And all the previous acharyas are our Gurus. Like when somebody get initiated in the parampara, in the bona fide sampradaya, he get access to all the previous acharyas also. So suppose I got initiated in ISKCON, means I got access to Srila Prabhupada, I got access to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, I got access to Srila Gaur Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, I got access to Sri Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. What a beautiful benediction. Whole parampara is now available for a devotee who takes shelter in the bona fide sampradaya. So, although a devotee may get initiation from one Vaishnava, and even though that Vaishnava may not be an Uttam Adhikari, may not be a very advanced devotee, still the disciple will get full benefit because the disciple is taking shelter of the parampara. Second point is, as we discussed in the previous session also, for others, the devotee may be a simple devotee or a normal devotee or a regular Vaishnava in ISKCON. But disciples should see their Guru as good as God. And the reason is, Guru becomes the medium for disciple to offer his services to Krishna, and giving message, love, compassion, guidance from Krishna to the disciple. And therefore, that role of spiritual master for disciple is very, very important. So we don't declare that, oh, our guru is deliverer of the whole world. Yes, Prabhupada is deliverer of the whole world. But we may take initiation from some devotee who may be, preaching to a certain group of devotees, very limited to some area, which is fine. For us, he is as good as God. So a guru does not depend on number of disciples. A guru does not depend on how many temples he has opened. A guru doesn't depend on how many books he has written. These are all external factors. Main thing is, as we discussed in the previous session also, how good disciple he personally is. A good disciple can only become a good guru. And therefore, this parampara system is called as disciplic succession. Not succession of gurus, succession of disciples. So we will go ahead on the third level of our discussion of this particular topic, Janme Janme Prabhu Sei. A devotee is not demanding that, my dear Lord, I will come back to you in this lifetime. Devotees are humble. Vaishnava path is the path of humility. So they accept that, okay, my Lord, I will take birth because I have that karma. I may have to take many births. I may become human being. I may become animal. I may become a bird. I may become anything. But in every life, please give me the shelter of my spiritual master. And here, Narottam Das Thakur is not saying Janme Janme Guru Sei. He is saying Janme Janme Prabhu Sei. Prabhu means master. Seeing Guru as good as Krishna. He is saying Janme Janme Prabhu Sei. He is my eternal master, life after life. Now, Prayojan in Bhakti, the fruit of devotional service is Krishna Prem. Every day we recite 10 offenses, and at the end of 10 offenses, we recite that it is also it is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must carefully guard against all these offenses to achieve the desired success, Krishna Prem. So our prayojan is Krishna Prem. We hear Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesh Tanay Tadhama Vrindavanam. Our Lord is Krishna, Vrindavan Krishna, and his abode is Vrindavan, Golok Vrindavan. And our upasana, our worship is like gopis worshipped Krishna with all their love, all their surrender. And our scripture is Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam Purana Mamalam. And then fifth is Prema Pumartha Mahan. Our desired success is Prem, love of God. So the fruit of this Bhakti Lata, the fruit of this creeper of devotional life is love of God, love of Krishna. Now Acharyas explain Guru Prem or love for the spiritual master only evolves as Krishna Prem in the due course of time. Meaning, a disciple first learns to love his Guru. Because its conditioned state, loving Krishna is very difficult. Sometimes devotees go and they may cry also in front of the deities. But genuinely, they cry because they are into some situation. They cry for their own problem, not for Krishna. Or they want something, so they cry, but not for Krishna. So in conditional stage, it's very difficult to actually love Krishna selflessly. But when it comes to Guru, it becomes very natural to love because we see him, we interact with him, he showers so much love and compassion on us. In 1981, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj wrote one article, and that article is Meaning of Vyas Puja. And he mentions there that how Guru comes to disciples' life, and Guru gives so much love, affection, instructions, and guidance that disciple become completely attached to the spiritual master. And that's how his attachment to Krishna grows. So because everything is very easy to connect with spiritual master, disciple starts to develop that love, genuine love for the spiritual master. And then because he loves spiritual master, he does everything, whatever spiritual master tells him to do. Like spiritual master tells him to chant, he chants. Spiritual master tells him to cooperate with others, he cooperate with others. Spiritual master tells him, Trinadapi Suni Chena Tarudiva Seshuna, you remain tolerant, you remain humble, he practices that. The spiritual master tells him, you read Prabhupada books every day, he does that. In Krishna consciousness, devotees get attracted to philosophy, but they get attached to people. They then don't get attached to philosophy. Because philosophy, so many philosophies are available. People watch movies, and when they watch movies, they see, wow, what a wonderful movie. But then do they really get attached to that movie? Not really. They may watch once, twice, maybe 10 times. That's it. They don't carry it whole life. They don't carry it Janme Janme Prabhu. They don't carry movies life after life. Sometimes people go to some nice country or some nice house, they get attracted to it, but they don't get attached to it. They don't want to live their Janme Janme Prabhu Sei. But in our spiritual path, that attraction, that genuine attraction comes to the spiritual master. And when he get attracted to spiritual master like that, he wants to do everything for that person. And therefore, philosophy may attract people, may stabilize people, but they get attached to a person behind that philosophy. And that makes our movement different from impersonalists. Impersonalists, philosophy is everything, but we are personalists. Philosophy is there, but then to apply that philosophy, we need a person. Therefore, we worship deities. We have a guru who's to whom we dedicate our life, we follow his instructions, not just by reading books. We need a person who perfectly takes us in order. In South Africa, once we were having a program, and Guru Maharaj was telling that I'm ready to take you by hand on the path of spiritual life. That is the job of a spiritual master. Spiritual master holds the hand of a disciple and then he takes him on the path, he guides him on the path, he shows the path, he himself walks on the path, and that's how disciple moves every moment closer to Krishna. So that is the meaning of this beautiful relationship. Now, the perfectional stage of our bhakti will only be possible when we have that strong attachment to the lotus feet of spiritual master. We were discussing this shloka, and it says, but my dear sir, I'm obliged to you because now I can understand that this material manifestation is without substance, although it appears real. I am confident that by serving your feet, meaning spiritual master's feet, it will be possible for me to give up the false idea of material existence. So by getting attached to spiritual master, we give up this idea. You see, one time Prabhupada was walking and it was winter time. There were a lot of ice on the street. And Prabhupada would use cane to walk. So he used his cane at a particular point. There was a block of ice, and Prabhupada started to crush that ice with his cane. And devotees were surprised what Prabhupada is doing. And as we discussed before, when Prabhupada asks something, Prabhupada, you don't answer because always wrong. So Prabhupada asked, do you understand what I am doing? And nobody answered. And then Prabhupada explained. Prabhupada said, this ice was originally water, but it lost its original form. And now it transformed into ice. And Guru's job is to break it and bring it to its natural state. That is perfection of our devotional life. We don't have to become devotees of Krishna. We are already devotees of Krishna. But now we have become something else. Our acharyas give example of haunted by a ghost. Pishachi paile jeno mati channahai. Just like if somebody is haunted by a ghost, he loses his own identity. And then he acts differently. I remember one of my cousin brothers, he got haunted by a ghost, and that was a Muslim ghost. So in our family, nobody speaks Urdu, but he started speaking Urdu. His voice changed, his style changed, his walking changed, everything changed. That's how we realize he's haunted by a ghost. So anyway, he got cured now. But our acharyas give example that just like somebody get haunted by a ghost and he loses his own identity, in the same way in material world, we lose our identity. And Guru is like that expert, person who can drive away the ghost of material existence. And then naturally that prayojan, that love of God, it awakens in our heart. That is the secret. Here is another beautiful quality from Chaitanya Charitamrita. We skipped this verse last time, but this verse displays that how a disciple should carry special qualities. The disciple guru relationship grows when a disciple is having these qualities, and you can make note of it. Swarup kahe ei balabhadra bhattacharya tomate susnigdha bado pandit sadhu arya. Here four qualities are mentioned. First is a disciple should be susnigdha. Snigdha means love. One who has so much love for the spiritual master, he can only remain as disciple. You cannot serve without love. A mother cannot serve children without love. Children cannot serve mother, father without love. In the same way, disciple cannot serve spiritual master without love. So, susnigdha, a disciple should love the spiritual master. Just like a child feels my father is best, disciple should feel my guru is best. We may not tell that, oh, we all have to, whole world has to accept my guru is best. No. But that disciple should feel like that. That love should be there. Bado Pandit, he should be expert scholar, meaning a disciple should study Shastra. And this also I experienced in my service to Guru Maharaj, that the days I studied Prabhupada books, that day I had more clarity and more devotion to serve my Guru Maharaj. And the days I skipped Prabhupada books, I skipped hearing properly, my consciousness gone polluted. So a disciple should have love. Disciple should also read scriptures because both are important. Only reading of scriptures will make us hard-hearted. And only love or only display of emotions will make us sentimentalists. So both balance has to be there. Then sadhu. Sadhu means he should be well behaved. He should have Vaishnav Sadachar. He should know when to act, how to act. So, like when to speak in front of spiritual master, when to ask a spiritual master, when to not speak in front of spiritual master. Everything is an etiquette. So that we discuss in Vaishnava etiquette how, when to speak, when to sit, when to stand. All these things are important. And Arya, one has to be expert. Expert in sense of following his devotional life. So like that, if somebody has these qualities, he can become very good disciple. And when there is love, a devotee doesn't see faults. Like in Hindi, there is a saying where we say, "Aankh ke andhe naam nayan sukh." They say, child may be blind, but still, mother will call that child that you have so beautiful eyes. Why? Because there is love. So now, when disciple has love for spiritual master, naturally the disciple will not see faults. Otherwise, there is tendency of every jiva to see faults. This is normal tendency. Every jiva will only see faults. But when there is love, they will not see faults. Prabhupada would say, my spiritual master may be wrong, but he is right. Meaning, he may appear to be wrong, but he is always right. For example, once Srila Prabhupada when he was a Grihastha, he went to see Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in Gaudiya Math. And when he reached Gaudiya Math, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was standing on the first floor, and there was snake on the ground floor. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati told his disciples that kill that snake. And the brahmacharis immediately jumped and they killed that snake. Now Srila Prabhupada was little shocked and surprised that how can a sadhu order to kill some jiva? He was surprised. So still Prabhupada said, okay, my spiritual master is doing something, he must be right, and I'll get answer in due course of time. Now when Srila Prabhupada started reading Bhagavatam, in 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj gives this example, that even saintly personalities, they rejoice the death of poisonous insects like snakes and scorpions. So he got his answer that, okay, in general, sadhus don't like to kill anybody. But when these scorpions and snakes were full of venom, they unnecessarily kill people, they unnecessarily bite keep people. When they are killed, even saintly personalities are happy. So Prabhupada got his answer. Similarly, there was another incident where Srila Prabhupada was in Rishikesh. This was the last year of Srila Prabhupada's manifested pastimes. In 1977, Prabhupada was in Rishikesh, and Guru Maharaj, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and other devotees were serving Srila Prabhupada, and they missed Ekadashi. So Prabhupada asked, "Oh, why didn't you do Ekadashi?" Everybody forgot. And Prabhupada didn't take anything that day. So Prabhupada didn't break his Ekadashi. But everybody else broke his Ekadashi. So Prabhupada told that when you break your Ekadashi, the system is that you observe Ekadashi fast the next day. That means on Dwadashi. Now, Prabhupada didn't break his Ekadashi, everybody else break. But Prabhupada told, since you cooked grains, I will also take grains today and I'll do Ekadashi with you tomorrow. Now, this surprised Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj thought that why Prabhupada broke his Ekadashi voluntarily? He could have observed his Ekadashi. He didn't break his Ekadashi. We all broke by mistake. So we'll observe the next day. But Prabhupada didn't break, and Prabhupada is breaking voluntarily. He could not understand it. But since Prabhupada thought, okay, my Guru Maharaj is doing something, I'll look into it later. He must be right. Later on, when Guru Maharaj read Hari Bhakti Vilas, in Hari Bhakti Vilas by Sanatan Goswami tells, when somebody is below 80 years of age, and if somebody is above 80 years, they don't need to observe Ekadashi. And that year, 1977, Prabhupada was 81 years old, exactly above 80 years. So Prabhupada didn't need to observe Ekadashi, and he was perfectly in Shastra. So sometimes disciple may not understand that why Guru is doing something which may appear to be wrong. Disciple should never become a fault finder. Otherwise, he will lose all his devotional credits. If disciple is confused, he can do three things. First is, if he thinks that his spiritual master is making some mistake, first thing is, he can directly ask his spiritual master, and spiritual master will clarify the doubt. If he doesn't have that courage to directly ask from spiritual master, he can ask senior devotees who are senior to his Guru Maharaj or either godbrothers of his Guru Maharaj. He can ask to them, and they can clarify that doubt. And if that is not also available, or he doesn't have courage to go to senior devotees, then he can ask senior godbrothers, and they can clarify the doubt. I remember one funny incident. One devotee kid, actually, he was traveling with us, and we were in Mayapur. And he came to me one day and he said, Guru Maharaj doesn't chant his rounds. And I said, what time did you wake up? He said, 6 o'clock. I said, tomorrow you get up at 2:30, you will see Guru Maharaj chanting. Before you get up, he finishes his round. So you never saw him chanting his round. So sometimes some doubts can be clarified on a very lower level. Some doubts need to be taken to spiritual master directly, and spiritual master can clarify. And if somebody cannot have that courage, then he can approach some other senior Vaishnavas, and they can clarify the doubt. But a disciple should never harbor, should never keep any doubt regarding spiritual master in his heart. Otherwise, his devotional life will be finished. He should be very, very cautious. And when that outlook is there, when that particular mood is there, then spiritual master gives the proper shelter to the disciple. And therefore, disciple gets empowerment which can deliver the whole world. There is one particular verse in our Vaishnava literature. Jar prati Gurudev hai parasanna, kono vigno teho nahi kare avasanna. Means, if a spiritual master gets pleased with a disciple, we're talking about prayojan, the disciple will reach his ultimate destination without any obstacle. No obstacles can dishearten the disciple. If we see Prabhupada's life, how many challenges. We talk of Abraham Lincoln and other, like who developed that, who discovered the bulb. I think it was Watt or something. So they failed too many times, and people talk about their failures and how they learn by their failures. and finally succeeded. But who can be a bigger example than Srila Prabhupada? Whole life, 40 years of failure, could not break that personality. Everywhere he tried, he got failure. He tried in Jhansi, failed. He tried in Delhi, failed. He tried in Bombay, Varanasi, Lucknow. So many preaching programs he tried, everything failed. So much so that his family also never became devotee. What a big failure. And then he was trying to do his business also failed. He came to US, his typewriter was stolen. So many things happened. Nothing could break his determination because Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was pleased with his endeavors. Jar prati Gurudev hai parasanna, kono vigna tehu nahi kare avasanna. No obstacle, no challenge can break that disciple if Guru is happy with such sincere endeavor. One time, one I think it was Bhakti Vinod Thakur's appearance or disappearance day, some occasion, and Prabhupada was glorifying Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And he was saying that Bhakti Vinod Thakur is such a great personality and he established this Krishna consciousness movement. And then one devotee said, Prabhupada, you are greater than Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Prabhupada said, no. Bhakti Vinod Thakur could have preached all over the world, but he left some service for us so that we can take the credit. A disciple should never think that he is very expert and he became greater than his spiritual master. One time Guru Maharaj was saying that the moment a disciple starts to think he knows everything, that's it. That's the end of his perfection. Then he cannot improve. The disciple should always think himself a fool in front of spiritual master. Then he can learn a lot. Like another time, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was asked that you are such a big scholar. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had photographic memory, meaning once he sees something, he remembers it forever. That was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was a Naishtik brahmachari. He was a perfect celibate. When he was a teenager, he formed an August assembly, which had some boys who all took vow that we will remain celibates forever. Only one person remained throughout his life. That was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Such a great personality, such a great preacher. He gave sannyas to so many devotees. He gave diksha to so many devotees, sent his devotees all over the world, established 64 temples in India. But when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was asked that, Saraswati Thakur, you are such a big preacher and you took initiation from Gaur Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, who is an illiterate. Externally, he cannot even write his own name. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, no, you don't know. A big boat can be carried with a small boat which has motor. Say the big, gigantic boat. You can pull that boat in the waters with a small boat if he has speed motor attached to it. So he said, my Guru Maharaj is boat like that. He has speed boat with motor assigned of Krishna Prema, and my preaching may look gigantic, but it has no motor, no Krishna Prema. So my Guru Maharaj is pulling me ahead, and everybody is thinking this big boat of preaching is moving. See, that is disciple. Always remain a fool in front of a spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada, once Prabhupada was asked, Prabhupada, you are the greatest preacher of this whole world. This world has never seen greater preacher than you, taking Krishna consciousness all over the world. And without a second of thought, Prabhupada said, no, I am not the greatest preacher. My Guru Maharaj is the greatest preacher. And then this devotee asked, Prabhupada, why do you say that? Because your Guru Maharaj only preached in India, while you preached all over the world. What did Prabhupada say? Prabhupada said, during my Guru Maharaj's time, there were no jet planes. And when I started preaching, there were jet planes. So I sat in planes and revolved around the world preaching. Imagine if there would be jet planes during my Guru Maharaj's time, he would have reached even to Mars, Moon, and other planets. What to talk about whole Earth? That is mood of a disciple. Disciple never thinks he is greater than spiritual master. Now I'm going to show you a very special thing. This particular song is written by Srila Prabhupada himself, and I'm only taking some selected verses, a very long song, Virashta Ashtak. Only selected verses I am going to take. This song was written by Srila Prabhupada after the disappearance of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur left this world. Prabhupada was a grihastha. He was not a big leader. He was not a sannyasi. He was not a preacher who was going around the world. He was a very humble grihastha living in his home. And Prabhupada expressed his heart in this song in separation from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And I'm just taking few verses to understand that how perfection in devotional service, the prayojan of devotional service, is in the lotus feet of spiritual master. So I'm just sharing that, and we will discuss one by one. This shloka is Riddhi Siddhi Jata Kichu Tava Vakya Sar Brajavasir Prana Ache Sehetu Prachar. Riddhi and Siddhi, two things. Riddhi means the development of opulence, and Siddhi means perfection. So Riddhi and Siddhi means in this world or in the next world, the perfection is Tava Vakya Sar, the words of the spiritual master. Every day we sing Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Kariya Ekya. That is the perfection of the spiritual life. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, what he used to tell, the second line is very famous quote by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Brajabashira Prana Ache Sehetu Prachar, meaning one who has life, he will preach. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur would say. Meaning, one who will not preach is like a dead man. And if you see somebody who is dead, but he is roaming around, that means what? He is a ghost. So we don't have to become ghosts. We are roaming around, but if we are not preaching, we are as good as ghosts, according to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He says, one who has life, he will preach. And Prabhupada is saying, Riddhi Siddhi Jaha Kichu Tava Vakya Sar, meaning, if somebody will preach for your pleasure, Srila Guru Maharaj, then we are actually going towards our perfection. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is this beautiful pastime of Puranjan. So Puranjan was very attached to his wife. And next life, he became Puranjani. He became a woman. And somehow or other, by his good fortune, that Puranjani got married to Maladhwaja, who was a devotee. Her husband was devotee. And when Maladhwaja left his body, this Puranjani was crying on the, near the dead body of her husband. I'm not going into pastime, but Prabhupada in the purport wrote, just like this wife is crying on the dead body of the husband, a disciple should also cry when the spiritual master leaves, and then try to follow the instruction of spiritual master throughout his life. And if a disciple cannot fulfill the instruction of spiritual master in his life, better a disciple should die along with the spiritual master. Now, not that we have to copy it or imitate it, but we should learn the spirit, that how much value Srila Prabhupada is giving to the instruction of his spiritual master. He's saying, Vyavasayatmika buddhi chakravartir vichar, maya bho pashe aaj hoilo charkar. Meaning, we studied that quote of Bhakti Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, where he says that for a disciple, instruction of spiritual master is his life and soul. That is everything for him. And when a disciple dedicates himself like that to the spiritual master takes responsibility of the disciple to deliver him from this material world. Not just by Diksha. All devotees, please give attention to this point. Diksha or initiation is not one-day job. Initiation is moment-to-moment surrender. Meaning, if I'm not surrendered to my spiritual master today, I'm not initiated today. And tomorrow, if I'm surrendered to my spiritual master, tomorrow I will be remaining as initiated devotee. It's more about moment-to-moment surrender than just the activity of, some in Christianity, they do baptism, or I don't know what is the procedure. They put person in some pure holy water and then he becomes purified. In Islam also, they have some procedure. Initiation is not like that. Initiation means moment-to-moment surrender. A disciple should surrender moment to moment, and then spiritual master takes responsibility. I remember during my initiation ceremony, Guru Maharaj told that it's like a contract. Both parties have to follow the conditions of the contract. If you break your promise, if you break your vows, if you break your surrender, then spiritual master also is not obliged to take care of you. It is two-way traffic. Famous example of Malti Mataji. She was in Mayapur taking care of Srila Prabhupada, cooking for Srila Prabhupada. Very hard work. That time she was having her daughter Saraswati, I think she was 3 or 4 years old, Saraswati. And you can imagine for a mother to take care of 3, 4 year old baby and then also cook for Srila Prabhupada. And that too in India. For an American lady to do this service in India is very difficult because she had to go to Navadvip, fight with the vendors. Language was an issue. She didn't know Bengali. The local vendors never know English. And then bring all vegetables and then cook and clean. And every day when she would serve Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada would find many, many faults. Prabhupada will criticize. Oh, today this is not right. You have done this wrong and that wrong and this and that. At one time, she became completely frustrated. And she thought that better somebody else should do this service. I'm not pleasing Srila Prabhupada, so I leave this service. And that particular day, when she thought like that, Prabhupada called some of his godbrothers for taking prasad. And while all the sannyasi was sitting for prasad, now Malati Mataji, she knew that as in female body, she's not supposed to go near sannyasis, especially in India, they follow this custom. So she was not supposed to go very near to the sannyasis. And she covered herself with her sari or even her head. Only her hands were visible. And she took the plate of prasadam and she was practically crawling on her knees and on her elbows, practically crawling with the plate and put that plate of prasadam in front of Srila Prabhupada. She also put a plate of prasadam in front of the godbrothers of Srila Prabhupada. And as she was preparing to leave, the godbrothers of Srila Prabhupada told Srila Prabhupada, Swamiji, you should not be taking service from a woman. You are a sannyasi. And Prabhupada's response was history. Prabhupada said, she is my disciple, Malati, and she is so dedicated. She is doing her service with such dedication, and she has so much love for me that if needed, she can cut her throat for me. And then Prabhupada said, and I can do same for her. And when Malati Mataji heard this, it completely melted. She completely, she decided she will never leave service of Srila Prabhupada. So disciple surrenders to the spiritual master, but that moment disciple gets that complete shelter of the spiritual master also. And therefore, we have to always meditate what our spiritual master expected. Prabhupada is writing here, Tomaro marama katha na pashile kane, yogyata kuthai pabo harinam sankirtan. He's saying if the instructions of spiritual master will not go inside the ears of the disciple, he will not get qualification to preach. He will not get qualification to chant. He will not get qualification to expand this preaching mission. Qualification comes by following the instructions of spiritual master. And not only on sadhaka level, even on perfection level. And I'll give you one example. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is displaying the role of a perfect disciple also. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya, he received mantra from his Guru Maharaj, his spiritual master, Ishwarpuri. And Ishwarpuri told him that you should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started to chant. And as he started to chant, he immediately got love of God. He would get tears in his eyes. His ears would stand on end. His voice got choked. His whole body was perspiring, and all symptoms of pure love was exhibited in the body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But what did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu do? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't take any decision himself. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't say, okay, now I have achieved love of Godhead, enough. I am good for going back home, back to Godhead. No. He went back to his guru. He went back to Srila Ishwarpuri and he told, Pagal hoilo ami dhere nahi mane, eto chinti neve dilun gururo charane. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, what is happening to me? I am chanting this holy name, the mantra you have given me, but this mantra is making me mad. I'm not able to constrain myself. And whenever I chant this mantra, something happens. Hasai nachai more karai krandan, eto suni guru hasi bolilo bache. So he says, sometimes I laugh, sometimes I dance, sometimes I cry. What type of mantra you have given? Then Ishwarpuri started to laugh. Then Ishwarpuri said, yes, ये हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र यही तो स्वभाव. Bhagavan, it is Krishna's name. At this nature, when somebody will chant purely, he will have awakened pure love of God. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing with his example. Even on a perfectional stage, he is not leaving shelter of Guru. He is saying, Guru Maharaj, please guide me. Am I going in right direction? Yes, yes, we are going into right direction. And that's how a disciple should always depend on the mercy and instruction of the spiritual master. Otherwise, Punarmushika Bhava. You know that story? Punarmushika Bhava. Again become mouse. One time there was a saintly personality and a mouse goes to that saintly personality. And a mouse tells, Sadhu, please help me. The cat chases me in the forest. Please make me a cat. The sadhu gives blessing. Mouse becomes the cat. Now, after some time, cat comes back. The mouse which became cat now comes back and says, my dear sadhu, please make me a dog because now as a cat, dog chases me. Okay, become a dog. He becomes a dog. After some time, he comes back. He says, my dear sadhu, please make me a tiger because now when I go in forest, tiger chases me. Okay, become a tiger. He becomes a tiger. And once he became tiger, he started to with big eyes. He started to stare Sadhu. The Sadhu said, now you became tiger, you want to eat me? He said, yes, now I'm going to eat you. I want to eat your flesh. And Sadhu said, Punar Mushika Bhava. Again become mouse. So that tiger became again mouse. This will be our situation. By mercy of spiritual master, we got holy name. By mercy of spiritual master, we got Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, all scriptures. By mercy of spiritual master, we got service. By mercy of spiritual master, we are speaking, preaching, doing service, anything is his potency. The moment we leave that shelter, Punarmushika Bhava, again become mouse. We again become conditions. And therefore I said initiation is a moment-to-moment activity. It's not that, 40 years back I got initiated, now I'm liberated soul. No. If I leave my practice today, if I leave shelter of my guru today, again become mouse. I'll again become mouse. So therefore, one has to have that complete focus on the teachings, on the expectations of the spiritual master. And as we are moving towards the closure of the seminar, I will share a very beautiful verse. And you can note this verse. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 7th chapter, 19th verse. And I'll show you some examples also after this verse. This verse tells, Jat sevaya bhagavata kutasthaya madhudvisha rati raso bhavet tibra padayor vyasanardana. He says, by serving the feet of the spiritual master, one is enabled to develop transcendental ecstasy in the service of personality of Godhead. Meaning that just by worshipping the lotus feet of spiritual master, one can receive that rati. And that's what, in simple words, Narottam Das Thakur told in Guru Puja. Shri Guru Charane Rati, Ei Se Uttama Gati. Now we all want to love Krishna. We all want to go back to Krishna. We all want to experience the rasa, either rasa of Dasya or Sakya or Vatsalya or Madhurya. I'm not going into explanation. But we all want to have some relationship with Krishna. And this verse tells how you can get to that rati raso, how you can get that rasa, how you can get that relationship with Krishna, yat sevaya bhagavata, by serving the lotus feet of the spiritual master. And now I'll show you some videos. Please watch them very carefully. These are our modern day examples. These are the devotees who understood that how perfection of life is simply serving the lotus feet of spiritual master. That is the real prayojan. That's the real perfection of our life. First of all, I'll start with Guru Maharaj's video. We were supposed to show it yesterday, but we couldn't show. We'll start with it.
Us. Prabhupada didn't encourage us to go to Radhakund and live there. Prabhupada didn't encourage us to live in Vrindavan. Prabhupada wanted us to go to Vrindavan. But Prabhupada wanted us to go, stay wherever we are. And preach Krishna consciousness. That's the most important thing. Mahaprabhu wanted Krishna consciousness movement to spread. Now if everybody lives in Mathura and Radhakund and Vrindavan and Varsana, then what will happen to this world? Who will preach Krishna consciousness? Therefore, for the sake of Mahaprabhu's pleasure, we don't care for our spiritual advancement. And like Vasudev Datta, let me take all the sinful reactions of everybody and let me go to hell. But let everybody get delivered. That is the attitude of an advanced devotee. That is the mood that Srila Prabhupada wanted us to accept. We are prepared to go anywhere. That's why we are prepared to go to a place called America, which is not different from hell. But we dare to go there. Everybody is saying, Maharaj, why are you going there? Why are you going there? I know that place is hellish. But we have to go there to preach. And other boys are there, other devotees are there, they are preaching. And if I stay in Ujjain, because there is some problems, coronavirus, then will that be appropriate? As their leader, I am hiding. And they are fighting the battle in the forefront. No. As a leader, I should be there with them. That's why I'm going. Thank you very much.
So we can see how even in the last lesson Guru Maharaj is teaching us is service is more important, not personal perfection. Service is perfection. That is prayojan. That we are happy we have some service to do to our spiritual master. And there's another video I am showing now. Now this video is of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. And he served Prabhupada wholeheartedly, whole life, just like Guru Maharaj is mentioning here. Battlefield, never left service of Srila Prabhupada, management, traveling, distributing books, disciples, so much. And every day without fail, he would worship the deities. Now, one day he was sleeping in afternoon time. And as he was taking rest, in his sleep, he is also worshipping deity. In sleep, he's sleeping. The servant secretly took this video. While taking rest, his hands are moving as if he is worshipping. This is prayojan. No separate endeavor has to be done. Just service to the spiritual master will give everything.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
This is perfection. You see another video, recently you must be knowing Jayapadaka Swami Maharaj is admitted in hospital. He was on a ventilator support and devotees are praying around the world. But he's still chanting because Prabhupada told every disciple to chant every day. In that ICU also, he's chanting. He's never leaving his commitment to his recent from the ICU. And what is the result of such dedication? And I don't want to show any miracles here, but we can just see the reciprocation, how Lord reciprocate with such devotee. Just this year, when Maharaj was in Mayapur, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, he was singing for the deities. Deities started to cry. In Kali Yuga also you can see such miracles. You see it very very carefully, you will see deities are crying. You can see the tears. Shiva Thakur is crying. So this is the secret of going to the perfectional stage of devotional life. Deities are not reciprocating. So many devotees are doing kirtan. But somebody who served his spiritual master with all his dedication, gave up his life, didn't care for his own personal comfort, Krishna is giving all the empowerment. Krishna is giving all the perfection. Finally, I land with one particular prayer by Prahlad Maharaj. This is one of my favorite prayers. Prahlad Maharaj, he underwent so much trouble. He underwent so much torture. His father Hiranyakashipu tried to kill him. And still, Lord protected him. Finally appeared as Lord Nrsingadev, killed Hiranyakashipu. And you can see in the picture, Nrsingadev is sitting and Prahlad is sitting on the lap. And that time, before Prahlad came to Lord Nrsingadev, different demigods tried to please Nrsingadev because Nrsingadev was so angry. Nrsingadev killed Hiranyakashipu. Still, he was so angry that how can Hiranyakashipu torture my devotee so much? Nobody can pacify the Lord. Brahmaji tried, Lord Shiva tried, Lakshmi Devi tried, Prajapatis tried, Indra tried, everybody tried. But Lord Nrsingadev was not pacified. As little Prahlad went, Lord became completely pacified. And Prahlad Maharaj was taken by Lord Nrsingadev in the lap. And just like a lion licks his cub, Lord Nrsingadev started to lick Prahlad. You can imagine. With tears of love flowed from Lord Nrsingadev's eyes. And Lord Nrsingadev was making sure Prahlad should not have a single wound on his body. If Prahlad would have little scratch also, Nrsingadev would have finished the whole world. And then Nrsingadev told Prahlad asked for a benediction. You can imagine. If Prahlad would have told Nrsingadev, I want to become Brahma, I want to become Shiva, I want the kingdom of the whole world, Nrsingadev would have given without even a thought. But what Prahlad prayed is important. There are so many verses, but this verse is special. Prahlad Maharaj says, Evam janam nipatitam pravavahi kope kama bhikama manuya prapatan prasangat kritvatmasat surasina bhagavan grihita soham katham no visaje tava britya sevam. He says, my dear Lord Nrsingadev, you are asking me for boon, taking boon. You are prepared to give me everything. But look at me. Who am I? Evam janam nepatitam prabhavahi kope. I was following the materialistic people of this world. My mati, my consciousness was not in your lotus feet. I was a karmi. I was not your devotee. Kama bhikama manuya prapatan prasangat. I was attached to this material desires. I was having lust, greed, pride, anger, envy, everything. And I was going into the blind well of material desires, blind well of this material world, which is full of snakes, following everybody in this world. But Kritvatmasat Sura Rishina, Sura Rishi means Rishi among the demigods, Narad Muni. Your devotee Narad Muni kindly Kritvatmasat accepted me, like somebody picks up some animal from a filthy place. Your Narad Muni, your devotee, picked me up, Krit Atmasat, and made me like him. That is your devotees. They are like touchstone. They convert even fallen souls into Vaishnavas. Now, Soham Kathum no Visajet Avabhritya Seva. Now you are asking me take boons, but because of your devotee Narad Muni, only I am standing in front of you, I am getting your darshan. How can I give up this service to my spiritual master? That is the prayer Prahlad Maharaj is making here. How can I give up service to my spiritual master? That is everything to me. So we think that, oh, by mercy of spiritual master, we will see Krishna. But here Prahlad Maharaj is saying, seeing Krishna in form Nrsimhadev, and he's saying, how can I give up service to my spiritual master? That means for a devotee, prayojan is service to the lotus feet of spiritual master. When Guru Maharaj was speaking on memories of Srila Prabhupada, he told one beautiful pastime. One time, he asked Srila Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, is Krishna in four-ended form in the devotee's heart? Then Prabhupada said, no, you are a devotee, in your heart Krishna is in Shyam Sundar form, two-ended form. But Guru Maharaj make a very beautiful point. He says, when yogi perfect their devotional life, they see Lord in the heart in four-ended form. But a devotee, when he perfects his spiritual life, he sees Lord in heart in the form of his Guru. And that was a very surprising point for me when I heard this first time from Guru Maharaj. Because I thought when a devotee perfects his devotional life, he sees Lord as Krishna in the heart. But no, Guru Maharaj says he sees his Guru in the heart. That means prayojan for a disciple is becoming Guru conscious, becoming perfect servant of his spiritual master. And then Krishna will automatically come. As behind the calf, mother cow automatically comes. In the same way, behind Guru's mercy, Krishna's mercy naturally follows. And this is the prayojan of our parampara. This is the perfection of our parampara. I'll end with one of the favorite pastimes. One time, Bhavananda Prabhu asked Srila Prabhupada, that Prabhupada, when we go to the spiritual world, how will recognize you? And Prabhupada said, how you will go without me? The question of recognizing me will come when you will go on your own and you have to find me out. But you cannot go without me. I will come if you follow the principles I have given to you, if you serve as I directed you, and if you follow the vows which you have taken in front of me, at the end of your life, I'll come to take you, Prabhupada told. And then I'll take you by hand. I'll take you to the Kunja, the forest where Krishna is doing his pastimes. I'll give your hand in Krishna's hand. I'll introduce you to Krishna. Krishna, he is Bhavananda. He did so many wonderful services and he was in ISKCON and he did this and that. And then I will leave you with Krishna forever, dancing with Krishna forever in the spiritual world. And Bhavananda Prabhu had tears in his eyes. He asked Prabhupada, by your mercy, we'll get this wonderful an opportunity to be with Krishna for eternity. But where will you go? Leaving us with Krishna, where will you go? And Prabhupada said, I'll go to bring more Bhavanandas back to Krishna. That is spiritual master. And that is the perfection of a disciple. Prabhupada displayed with his example, Prabhupada disciple displayed with their examples, and we have all our acharyas displayed. There are multiple, hundreds and hundreds of examples, but we have to understand the essence. And if we catch this essence, as Prabhupada writes in the purport to Bhagavad Gita 4.34 verse, Prabhupada writes there, the secret of success in a spiritual life is the satisfaction of a self-realized spiritual master. There's a secret, there's an open secret. Published in Bhagavad Gita, we are distributing all over the world. Prabhupada gave the open secret. So let's take this opportunity very, very seriously. We are fortunate, but we have to hold on to this fortune and achieve this perfection of having that Guru Nishtha, having that resolute determination in the lotus feet of our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, and all the previous acharyas, so that we become worthy servants in this beautiful Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki jai. So thank you very much. I am very grateful to all devotees. You personally came. 2 sessions we did offline, and then you spare time for this online session also. And in the course of my presentation, if I've done any mistakes, please forgive me. I may have misquoted or paraphrased or mixed up also, because I'm Kali Yuga memory. I forget things. I am also in ignorance. So please forgive me for that. And also, if I've spoken anything beyond my adhikar, beyond my uh, qualification, and if it created any kind of displeasing feeling or hurt or any kind of pain to anybody, please forgive me. Hare Krishna. If anybody wants to add something, speak something, or any questions, comments, please feel free to do so.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, go ahead, Jagannath Prabhu.
I just want to say thank you, Prabhu. I thought everything that you were saying was true and also very helpful. I also remember hearing some years back, I heard from Guru Maharaj him saying this, that you realize the Guru in the heart.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, I was a little disappointed. I thought, oh, really? But now, your consciousness grows over time, and now that actually is a wonderful prospect. So, thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, thank you. I wanted to repeat that, and thank you for spending time with all of us. We should do more, and please share the recordings of this session as well as the glorification we will send to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. And
when I will also send this presentation, you can forward to devotees, because there are mostly verses, shlokas. If they want to refer them anytime, they can refer it.
Yes, well, yeah, that would help. And also want to request all the devotees, Prabhuji is going back on Wednesday, so he's just one more day here. So we can take this opportunity, if you wanted to, thank him and glorify him, please go ahead and, please say a few words. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for your association. I'm looking forward to next year already, and you haven't even left yet. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so kindly. Very nice words. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. I'm seeing how the community is growing, and I'm very happy. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Actually, I'm Sanjay. Renu is signed in. Prabhuji, it was my greatest time to be in association with you. I'm very happy that I can meet you personally. And Prabhuji, next time certainly I will request you to come to our house for our Bhakti Vriksha program in Sanford. Prabhuji, I have a small question, if time permits. As we are looking, we know that we don't look for Guru. Guru will come someday, but we are in search of Guru. So, in this situation, sometimes we get very overwhelmed. When we will get Guru, we are getting day by day very conscious about it. Prabhuji, what we should do in this time when we are looking, waiting for
I will suggest three things. 3 things for this, Prabhu, Sanjay Prabhu. One is, as we discussed in the first session, when the disciple is ready, Guru comes in front of him. So please chant your rounds nicely, maintain that standard. You try to chant your 16 rounds nicely, follow the regulated principles nicely, read Srila Prabhupada books. So prepare yourself internally. That's first step. Second step is pray. Pray to Krishna every day. pray to God Nitai, pray to Krishna, pray to Srila Prabhupada that please send me a bona fide spiritual master. Please reveal. There are so many bona fide spiritual masters in ISKCON. They are serving on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. So please reveal to me. You should pray. And third thing, which is more practical, is you take guidance from senior devotees. So like Punachandru is here and all other senior devotees, you take their guidance. So they will also guide you. They can give you few options that these are the spiritual masters who are available, they are approachable, they are around US. You can associate with them, hear from them, serve them. And that's how you can then, prepare your mind accordingly. So if you want to take help, you can maybe take help from these three steps. And I think you will go into good direction. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I also wanted to thank you because you're very inspiring and you have motivated me. I appreciate that so much. And I can't also wait to see you next year. I do watch you on YouTube a lot, and to be in your presence and hear you preach versus YouTube, it's just a whole different ball game, So I really super appreciate you being here and taking time out to spend with us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Dhyanam. Hare Krishna. Okay. So we come to
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. This is Renu here now, this time.
Haribol.
Well, yes, yeah, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much for all your time here and giving us your association. It was such a wonderful opportunity for us to know you and being with you. So, a big thank you. Again, I mean, no questions means like it's not that we don't have questions, but it's like very open-ended. So I can't express what question, but you have explained it very nicely, and I'm trying that I can apply this in myself and make myself a better devotee. So thank you for all this information, precious information. So thank you again. Hare Krishna. Please come again next year.
Shubhanga Krishna Prabhu, so nice to see you. We missed you a lot in the programs.
Thank you very much for a wonderful class. You mentioned that we should meditate always what Guru Maharaj wants. But unless we hear so many past times and so many things that you explained throughout this time, how can we meditate? So we should hear from you and others more and more of Guru Maharaj so that we can really understand and meditate what Guru Maharaj wants. And finally, I want to say this. I never heard anywhere to say that what is the real meaning of prayojan. Prayojan always we used to know Krishna Prem, but the actual meaning for the Krishna Prem for a disciple is to the satisfaction of Guru. That is so touching, so deep, and I really like that. Thank you for summarizing the whole Vedas in such a wonderful way. I really
It's all Guru
appreciate the
Maharaj.
deep
I'm simply repeating his words and his examples. It's all glories to him and no personal realization.
Thank you very, very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So just to everyone, right? Subhanga Krishna Prabhu is Subhabrata's father because everybody saw Subhabrata and Apurupa Mataji. So we missed you, Subhanga Krishna Prabhu. You please come next time. Yeah. Okay. Also, I wanted to thank Shailaja Pyari Mataji for wonderful kirtan and being with us and recording all the sessions so we can, again see this, because I'm sure most of us wanted to see this again and again, because few things are, we need to understand a little more. So that means we have to see again. So thank you, Mataji, for coming and singing nicely and spending time with us. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kishore Prabhu. Thank you so much once again. How much ever we thank you, it is just very minute. But thank you so much again for really reminding us of.
You don't thank your children. So
Yeah, yes, Prabhu. But we have to be very grateful to you for all the things that you took. From India, you came here and you gave your valuable association to all of us, encouraged all of us, refreshed our memories with Guru Maharaj, refreshed our memories with all our God family. It's really a heart-touching experience for each one of us. Thank you so much, Krishna Kishore Prabhu, Shailaja Mataji, Rameshwar Gaurang Prabhu, Meenakshi Mataji. Thank you so much. You are a wonderful team here. We greatly appreciate your presence here and looking forward for your continuous presence. Thank you so much again. Hare Krishna, Krishna
thank you,
Kishore Prabhu.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Also, I wanted to read, I think George Prabhu mentioned, thank you for the great class, and he is, thanking you, Prabhu. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Same thing with Suman Gopal Prabhu. You might see that. Okay, then if no one has any other things, so we can close this call.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, before we go, I think I found my question I wanted to put in. If that's okay, 2 more minutes, if that's okay. Uh, sorry. So, yeah, my point was, like, is it possible that we can just like just make Prabhupada ji as our guru, and then if we like practice and continue with that, is it necessary that I have to find
We
some
don't have to. We don't have to make Prabhupada Guru. Prabhupada is already your Guru because you're following his teachings. You are following his. You're reading his books. You are chanting the mantra which he preached through his form. At the
Mhm,
same time, Prabhupada himself emphasized that what is the need of a guru in our life. And our parampara continues when we take formal initiation from a guru, not just because we need some spiritual advancement through him, but we want to surrender through some person who can catch our ear and tell us that you are going wrong, or who can
mm,
appreciate us when we do good. The Prabhupada will only smile at you even if you will not chant. you know? So you need a living guru who can make Prabhupada more prominent in your life. So my experience with my Guru Maharaj is he made Prabhupada more effective and more present in our lives. So therefore, we need a guru who can help us to become more resolute, more determined, more fixed in our devotional life. It's because we want to surrender through some person to this glorious
mhm,
parampara. That's the whole purpose behind it. Otherwise, if there is nobody above us, if there is no personality, as I told in beginning, then philosophy will just remain an impersonal experience for us. You know, so take your time and take guidance of senior devotees. There is no rush, but that's how you will see the need. That how a devotee, when a Vaishnava takes your responsibility, then whole parampara becomes more prominently present in your life. Okay.
yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. That's all from me. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, if there are no other comments, then thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, for your wonderful service by your and all devotees' collective endeavors. This project is not only sustaining now, but it's growing. and that gives a lot of hope and inspiration to me. And also, I'm very grateful to Prem Prada Mataji for her sacrifice, giving all support and services to the project, and to all the devotees here actually. So please accept our gratitude. We just come, we take prasad, we stay, and we leave. But you all are doing the real job of carrying forward this project. So please accept my millions of pranams in order to speak. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, everybody's helping, and devotees also who are on site as well as on the call. Everybody's helping, and as we discuss, you will be now spending more time here. So please, plan that way. Yeah, it, yeah, it will
Thank you.
really help all of us. Yeah, thank you very much. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai. His Grace Krishna Kishore Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna.